But first on the ice, the United States champions. They've skated much better than their scores would indicate, ranked 11th coming into this final free dance. Rene Roca, Gorsha Sur. This improbable international partnership seems destined for much better, and it will be arriving very soon. Sandra?
And by now, we all know their story well. She's a former national champion. He's a Russian defector. 2 years ago, he started it all with a tentative message on her answering machine. She returned the call. They got together, skated professionally for 2 years, and when the opportunity arose to reinstate as amateurs, he talked her into that, too. And here they are.
It's a fairy tale story in an appropriate setting, Prague. Sur 26. They're in 11th place, but remember, if they can finish 10th, an extra couple will qualify for the Olympic Games in Lillehammer. If they stay 11th, only one will go from the United States. Well, if the judges are looking for variety, that performance had to please them. Renee Roca and Gorsha Sur. They won't medal here in Prague. Will they finish as high as 10th to assure 2 going to the Olympics from the United States next year? And when we return, the best in the world, Russians Maya Usova and Alexander Zhulin. They are a 4-minute dance program away from the 1993 World Figure Skating Championship. Renee Roca, Gorsha Sur of the United States won't be one of them. Their marks disappointing, but good enough, not great, good enough that perhaps they'll move from 11th to 10th, and that would give the United States 2 couples to go to the Olympic Games.
Prague. Great gold medal skate last night. 3 of the 6 medals awarded so far have gone to Canadian skaters, but that will change tonight as Russia goes for the sweep in the ice dancing event. Last year in Oakland, Maya Usova and Alexander Zhulin won the silver in a 1-2-3 Russian finish. Tonight, they'll skate for their first World Championship gold medal. And with their thoughts, here are Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini.
Well, Chris, the gold medal has all but been awarded. The real challenge here is for the silver and the bronze. Now, we thought that Grichuk Platov had that silver locked up. However, there's a real push from behind for a new team, a Russian team, Krylova Fedorov, who the judges seem to think are dancing to the new ice dance rules this year. Now, the Finnish team of Rakamo Koko have a much different look, and their free dance has a much more emotional impact. Now, they're going to be pushing hard, too, because they want to win their country's first ever ice dance medal. But, Paul, our Canadians have certainly opened a lot of eyes here this week.
Well, Barb, Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz have been a topic of much discussion. I think many Canadians had high expectations for this team, but perhaps they underestimated the strength of the dancers from the former Soviet Union. As we go into the free dance, 7 of the top 10 teams are from that former country. If we go back to the original number of 3 as maximum entry, Victor and Shailene would be knocking on the door of a top 10 finish. However, the reality of the situation is that they are in 15th position, and we can only hope that they can continue to make a great impression here at their first World Championships.
And our Canadian champions getting part of their repertoire, Shailene Bourne, Victor Kratz, and their free dance. The national champions of Canada, Natalia Dubova, said they certainly look impressive. They just need time together, and let's see if they can make even more of an impression with this skate.
Well, I watched several of their practices this week, and I could sit there and watch them simply warm up for hours. They're incredibly well trained, and the basic skills of their skating really shine through in this free dance.
Well, Barb, what I like about this couple is they create an air of excitement out there. They go out, there's a real man-woman interaction taking place out there, which is a necessary ingredient in ice dancing, and I think they did an excellent job here at their world debut.
Well, they've just made such an impression here all week long. They have such grace and such class, and for such a young team coming onto the world scene, it really looks good for the future for them.
She's 17, he's 21 years of age. What I noticed, this is the largest crowd we've had so far this week at the World Championship. Sure, the Canadians are all making noise, but the rest of the crowd was into that performance as well.
I think that's an important aspect of anybody who gets on the ice. You've got to have the ability to reach out and make that audience feel like they're part of your performance. This team does that.
They said they went to the national championships in Hamilton not to win gold, but to learn. But I think for them, this has probably been the real learning experience of the year.
Well, there's no better training ground than coming to your first World Championships to find out what the rest of the world is all about.
That's Mrs. Kratz. And you can hear the reaction for the technical marks. And they're a little all over the board here. 4.5 is the low mark from Hungary. 5.3 the high mark from the German judge, who has liked them all week long.
Well, I think it's encouraging to see that they won over a couple of judges, because that's what you have to do in order to make a move in this discipline.
Now the artistic marks, which do come up, they have a first place orbital from Germany. They've got thirds and a fifth from Russia. So the crowd not happy with the marks for Born and Kratz. Now here's World Judge Gene Sepp with more on what to watch for in the free dance.
Chris, the International Skating Union has been specific this year about the music to be used for the free dance. It must have both a rhythmic beat and a melody and be orchestrated for use on the dance floor. This means it must be danceable, not just skatable. You should be able to tap your feet to it and feel yourself dancing to it. The reason for this is that in the past, some of the free dances have tended more towards art and entertainment than the true sport of ice dancing. Musical interpretations like kneeling with both knees on the ice, pulling or pushing one partner by the free leg, or side-by-side skating was more reflective of pair skating and was taking us away from what ice dancing was meant to be. This year, these moves are not allowed. Instead of being a theatrical performance, the free dance must reflect any type of social dancing, as in this cha-cha, that you might find on a dance floor, be it in a gymnasium, a town hall, or in the street. Looking back at free dances that would be suitable today, one remembers Torval and Dean's Mac and Mabel, which portrays the essence of ice dancing. Also skated to music with beat and melody that was recognizable as dance music was Tracy Wilson and Rob McCall's free dance in 1988. Some feel these rules are restrictive this year, where in fact they offer a huge amount of scope. Country folk dancing, hip-hop, ballroom, rap, Mardi Gras, all is possible on the ice. You won't be disappointed by what you see here tonight.
Thank you, Gene. The Blues free dance of the leaders. Zilva Zulin is next when we return to the Sport Hall in Prague.
In the women's singles by Jose Chouinard and Karen Preston, a strong performance in dance by Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz. However, the audience thought it was great. The judges didn't. In my years of covering figure skating, I think the only time I've heard an audience react like that was to Elva Stojko at the Olympics. Why do you think the judges disagreed with the audience?
Well, I think, first of all, the judges are the ones that have to give their opinion and look at all the skaters. for us, for example, I find we just skated our best. We had fun out there. And I think why the crowd reacted the way it is because the Canadian team that is here presently in Prague is just a great team.
Well, you know, the Deschenes, a team that was not accepted at first, it was in this building that a crowd gave them a 3-minute ovation and forced the judges to act on their behalf, so maybe that's a good omen for you in the future.
I sure hope so. I mean, it's just the start of us, and I hope we're going to come back many more times and just improve ourselves in the standard.
Shaylin, do you think you surprised people by being so good out there tonight, maybe surprised the judges?
Well, I think it's because it's the first time they've ever seen us before, so they weren't expecting us to be as good as we really are, so I think that would explain the marks.
All right, the crowd loved you, the judges didn't, but I think Canadian fans would agree with the crowd. A bright future for Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz. Lots more to come on this Friday night as we rejoin Chris Cuthbert. Chris?
Thank you, Brian. Looks like Shaylin and Victor will finish one spot up in 14th place. If you like dramatic conclusions, well, the draw for the free dance a little disappointing because the leaders, Maya Usova and Alexander Zulin, will skate first of the last 5 couples. Twice silver medalists, twice bronze medalists. They have first place ordinals in each compulsory dance and the original dance for all 9 judges now skating for their first gold medal.
Well, Maya and Sasha are going to have to skate well here to assure themselves of the gold medal. The atmosphere in the building is good. It's a little hazy as we watch their interpretation of this blues.
didn't completely win me over, but this time it captured me from beginning to end. There was just a much greater intensity this time.
Well, Barb, there's a saying when you attempt a piece like this that you've really got to go out there and work it. And I think these two skaters went out there and worked this blues very well. I thought there was the odd moment when they sort of skated through the music to garner some speed, but overall, I thought it was a very, very strong performance.
Well, they certainly brought the crowd to its feet here at the Sport Hall, and like you, Barb, I liked it a whole lot better here than in Helsinki.
Well, I know they have changed a few things since the European Championships in Helsinki. They did have a couple of illegal lifts, and so they had to go home and do a little bit of work on it. But wow, that one really had an impact.
You see the judges marks 5.6 from the American judge, 5 9s from Russia and Ukraine, and now the artistic marks are on the board. And remember, there's still 4 couples to go, so they have to leave room, but there are a lot of 5 9s there, and of course 9 first-place ordinals, and get ready to crown them as the new world champions as they accept the congratulations from a very emotional and proud coach, Natalia Dubova. We'll be back with more from Prague in a moment. Here's a young couple from Russia trying to nail down their first world medal. Angelika Krylova, Vladimir Fedorov. Boy, we had a frightening but poignant moment in practice today when they almost collided with Rakimo Koko, the Finnish team. That's the team they're battling for the bronze against.
Well, we've heard about all the new ice dance rule changes this year from Dean. And if anybody is truly ice dancing out here, I'd have to say it's this team.
And I think if we were to install an applause meter here tonight, this is going to be the team that rates highest on the meter. combine a cha-cha with a tango, it's a winning combination. I think this team has come here, established themselves as one of the premier ice dancers in the world right now. And we have to realize that all of these teams are busy setting themselves up for the Lillehammer Olympics, which takes place in less than a year.
And we'll have the marks for Krylova Fedorov when we return. Back in Prague as we get the first set of marks for Krylova Fedorov of Russia, who didn't get that memo that you're supposed to wait your turn before moving up the ranks in dance competition. 5, 6s, 7s, and 8s, their first set. And they're delighted. They just lost the original dance to Gricchuk-Platov on a 5-4 judges splitter. They might be skating for silver tonight. And the artistic marks, there's a 5-9 from Hungary. They have 2 first-place marks, 7 seconds, so they have won on at least 2 judges' cards the free dance over Uzoma Zulin, and that's quite a feather in their cap. And should guarantee a medal. Yes, the job just got even harder for the Finnish champions, Susanna Rakamo and Petri Kokko of Finland. They were the bronze medalists at the European Championships and hope to repeat that here to gain their first world medal, but the task will be a difficult one now.
Well, this team may not be totally up on the new rules, but they have an ability to connect with the audience like their former training mates, the Duchenes. They call Finland, and they say it's all about different emotions that people go through.
the three performances we've seen from the big contenders so far, the Vizova Zulans was sultry and sensual, Golovin Fedorov's energetic and entertaining. This one was sophisticated and elegant, so as a judge, you've got a real challenge in front of you to try and evaluate these three performances.
Well, Paul, in every other sport, there are quantitative things to judge. In ice dance, it's all qualitative, and it really comes down to the judge's opinion, and that's where this sport gets very controversial.
Back with their marks when we return to Prague. Crowd whistling its displeasure at the first set of marks for Susanna Rakamo and Petri Coco. 5-4 from the American judge. 5 6s and 7s in their dream of a world medal. May not be realized with that first set of marks. Now the artistic marks, and they do come up a little bit, but just 1-2 second place ordinals from Finland and the Czech Republic. The rest have them third at the moment, with Gricchuk-Platov still to skate. So it looks like Susanna Rakamo and Petri Coco will finish fourth. Now in second place, going into the free dance from Russia, Oksana Gricchuk and Evgeny Platov. And this is almost like a battle of the blues, like Vizova Zulan. They too will skate to a blues dance, and were a little surprised when they first found out that their arch rivals were using the same type of music.
the women's rights activists have to say about that. Well, Barb, we've seen some outstanding free dances out here, but I think the sport is struggling with rule changes. I certainly didn't see a free dance that really captured my imagination like we've seen in the past from, say, the Duchenes or Klimova and Ponomarenko.
Well, this was certainly a much different interpretation than we saw from Usova-Zulin. It was very intense. It had a little bit more of a rough edge to it. I'm just very interested to see if Klimova-Fedorov can't get that out. Klimova-Fedorov are going to pass these two because of those new rule changes.
Back with the marks for Gricek-Platov in a moment. Welcome back to Prague. Oksana Gricek and Evgeny Platov. Their first set of marks, 5-6s, 5s and 7s on the board. And you got the impression that the crowd really wasn't with that one. The reaction really wasn't there, as it was for some of the others. Now the artistic marks, 5-5 from Germany, 5-7s and 8s, a 5-6 from Poland. They have 6 second-place marks and 3 fourths, so Gricek-Platov will be second. Usova-Zulin are the champions, and Krylova-Fedorov will finish in 3rd place. So once again, it is an all-Russian sweep of the ice dance competition. And Brian Williams is standing by with the new gold medalists.
Thank you, Chris. Maya Yuzova, Alexander Zulin, world champions from Russia. This is a good building for you. Was it not in 1988 you made your debut here?
Yes. It's first debut.
In 1998, yes, in European, we was 4th place after Duchenes. So now it's very good building for us.
Good building indeed. Let me ask you, most great athletes have a trademark. Yours seems to be emotion, passion. Am I right in that?
Yeah. Yes, we prefer very emotion skating, very soft skating, and very dance, because dance is very different with pair skating. I'm sure it's really important, dance on the ice.
What about the music? Tell us about that jazz, very sensual.
Yes, I like it. My music very much.
Yeah, it's first experience for us. Before we skate, it's classical music, and we skate different music, but jazz and blues, it's first time for us, and we hope for people it's very good program, and for us too, very interesting.
It was very good for the people here and the viewers in Canada. Tell me, this music, you seem to like it so much, you finish every move. You know, some skaters seem to not be as deliberate as you. You seem to love everything.
Yeah, because we have a beautiful choreographer from Italy. We worked with him 3 years. It's Giuseppe Arena. It's very beautiful choreograph. We're very happy to work with him. It's a very intelligent man and very intellectual and very jazz man.
Yes.
All right, Maya, he does all the talking. I'll just say to you, congratulations. Maya Yusova and Alexander Zulin. Alexander, outstanding English. Very good job. Let's go back to Chris Cuthbert.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Twice silver, twice bronze, and at last, gold medalist Maya Usova, Alexander Zulin leading that Russian sweep of the medals. Gricek-Platov second, Krylova-Fedorov, the young, impressive team in the bronze medal spot. Now in 4th place, Rakamo Koko of Finland, Magnat and Levanchy of France in 5th. Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz were 13th in the free dance, 14th overall. And we'll have more from Prague in a moment. Russia has won its first gold medal of the 1993 World Figure Skating Championships. Maya Usova and Alexander Zulin winning gold and leading a Russian sweep in the ice dancing event, probably the easiest one to predict. Maya and Alexander long have been crowd favorites, but they seem to get lost in the shuffle by the judges in that great rivalry between Klimova, Ponomarenko, and the Duchenes, but now they too can call themselves world champions. With their thoughts on the ice dance event and what we should expect tomorrow in a great ladies showdown, here again, Barb Underhill and Paul Martini.
Well, Chris, never has the Russian dominance in ice dancing ever been more evident, but it was great to see Maya and Alexander finally get the gold. They've been extremely patient. They've been our personal favorites, and it's great to see. But if this event was predictable, tomorrow's event is anything but.
Well, Barb, I'm excited for our Canadian women. I'm hopeful that they can continue to ride the wave of Canadian success here in Prague. José Chouinard sits in 4th place going into the long program, and I think with a good skate, she could find herself on the podium by the time the event is finished. Karen Preston has looked strong, and with the balance of the field skating as well as they have been, as we saw in today's technical program, I'm excited for an outstanding ladies free skate final.
All right, Barbara and Paul. Paul, it's interesting to hear you allude to the possibility of a Canadian medal. Remember, Canada's greatest ever performance at the World Championships was in this very building in 1962. The Canadian total, 2 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. Now, already, Canadians have the 2 gold for Sue and Eisler on Wednesday, Kurt Browning last night. They have the silver in that amazing comeback last night in the long program by Elvis Stoico. So 1 more medal, and history will indeed repeat itself. Canada equaling its greatest ever performance, that performance led by Don Jackson and the Jelenics in 1962. And speaking of greats, let's show you the dance champions from 1993 as we take a look at the podium. They are all Russian teams. Maya Yusova on the right, Alexander Zulin on the left. And if you were with us for the interview, very, very interesting. It was at the 1988 Europeans, talk about Canadians having a history in this building, that they were 4th. They broke onto the international stage, finishing behind the Duchenes. They'll be part of the gala, along with the Canadian champions. We'll have it for 3 hours on Sunday night.